Please subscribe.
Life hasn't been simple for the Audi TT. The first vehicle was a stop-the-squeezes crossroads in car history, a vehicle so jaw-droppingly shocking that I solidly trust it will remain a symbol for quite a long time to come. Hence, the primary Gen TT demonstrated to be an extraordinarily example of something really special. Indeed, even as ensuing successors improved progressively, that underlying, moment-hit configuration was consistently the impetus that drove the TT's energy. After 20 years, Audi hasn't formally put the last nail in the TT's casket, however the composing is plainly on the divider. The 20th anniversary edition model you see here may be the vehicle's last demonstration, and it's a self-contradicting approach to bid farewell. The 20th anniversary edition brings a large group of return configuration signs to the 2019 TT, motivated by the first 1995 TTS Roadster idea. Pilot Gray or Nimbus Gray are the main outside hues offered, the last a US selective, with matte silver Audi logos on the back side ledges. Accessible as either a car or roadster, the 20th anniversary model gets the trap OLED taillights at present found on the TTRS, just as tempered steel fumes tips and 19-inch, 5-talked wheels. The general look is quite bringing, regardless of whether the present TT isn't a large portion of the fashionista its begetter was. Inside, dark-colored calfskin seats with yellow differentiation sewing are one of a kind to the 20th anniversary vehicle, and should be a kind of present-day understanding of the mid-inside from the first TT. I wish Audi would have brought back the genuine mid-seating, however. This dark-colored, yellow plan is fine and all, however sort of feels like a shabby endeavor to reproduce one of the coolest car upholstery medications ever. Something else, the 20th anniversary edition is equivalent to some other 2019 TT. Or, in other words, to a great extent unaltered from 2015, when the third-gen vehicle went discounted. The lot still looks and feels quite crisp, with just negligible switchgear on the dashboard. Despite everything, I get a kick out of the multi-function dials with advanced shows inside the round air vents. Behind the directing wheel, you'll locate Audi's virtual cockpit check bunch, with standard route, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and this 20th anniversary edition analyzer. I've constantly cherished virtual cockpit, it's one of the most lovely, include rich computerized IPs accessible today, and it's anything but difficult to control by means of the revolving dial on the inside support or with the catches at thumbs compass on each side of the guiding wheel. Shockingly, driver help tech is basically non-existent. Current highlights, for example, versatile voyage control, vulnerable side observing and path-keeping help are mysteriously gone on the 2019 TT. In any case, hello, in any event the reinforcement camera is standard. A remote charging cushion joins the program this year, as well. The TT Coupe accompanies a four-situate design, however the back seats are more qualified for basic food item sacks than people. In the TT Roadster, the back seats are discarded so there's a spot for the collapsing delicate top to stow, however it eats into load space. The storage compartment has 7.5 cubic feet of room, which is not as much as what you get in a BMW C4. It's a shallow zone, as well. Returning home from 7 days away, I could put my portable bag in the rucksack and the load hold fine and dandy, however in the event that I had a traveler with me, they'd have been up the creek without a paddle. Strikingly, the 20th anniversary edition expands on the base TT, instead of the more blazing TTS or TTRS models. That implies power originates from a 2.0-liter, turbocharged, four-chamber motor, with 228 drive and 258 pound-feet of torque, mated to a 7-speed, double-grip program transmission. Fundamentally, a similar arrangement as the 2019 Volkswagen Golf GTI, Quattro all-wheel drive mixes control around between every one of the four wheels, and Audi says the TT Roadster can quicken to 60 miles per hour in a decent 5.5 seconds. The lighter coupe, in the meantime, is likewise dash in 5.3. After some underlying slack, the motor offers solid mid-range punch. The transmission is every so often apathetic to downshift in its ordinary setting, yet move the shifter to sport and things get observably increasingly responsive. The controlling wheel-mounted doors execute fast plane, do it without anyone else's help. Apparatus changes, however the little, plastic flippers are clicky and unacceptable in their activity. This issue isn't one of a kind to the TT, either. Audi could remain to fit better or is to basically the majority of its games vehicles, even the R8. The TT is a splendidly decent car to drive, however in base pretense it's more qualified for languid, winding streets like California's Pacific Coast Highway, leave legitimate gorge cutting for the S and RS. The suspension tune is firm, however not undesirable. You'll feel asphalt flaws through the skeleton on account of the tires' short sidewalls, yet on smooth streets, the TT strikes an incredible harmony between games vehicle and Sunday cruiser. Audi's Drive Select Flip gives you a chance to switch between various driving modes, however the deltas between each setting aren't too colossal. The guiding, explicitly, is entirely light no matter how you look at it, and keeping in mind that the TT rushes to react to inputs, the general experience is number than what you will discover in, state, a Mazda MX-5 Miata or Porsche 718 Boxster. The new, four-chamber BMW Z4 represents a genuine risk, as well. Of course, it's flawless to toss the TT's top back and drive through the Angeles National Forest on a delightful July day. In any case, as I embrace the sides of a portion of my preferred streets, I'd lie on the off chance that I said I wouldn't rather be driving any of those previously mentioned games autos. The 2019 TT is smarter to drive than any variant that preceded, however is anything but a champion in its group. The 2019 TT Coupe begins at $44,900, while the TT Roadster comes in at $48,400, excluding gold. On the off chance that you need the 20th anniversary uncommon, you're taking a begetter at $52,900 or $56,800, separately. On the off chance that you aren't hitched to the constrained release spec, I'd prescribe the $53,800 TTS Coupe, basically for its better on-street habits. In the event that it's the drop-top you want, it strangely isn't accessible as S any longer, so it's the base adaptation or nothing for you. With respect to those contenders, a Mazda MX-5 Grand Touring doesn't offer very as much Logitech, yet at $31,855, it's a serious steal, and better to drive, as well. The BMW Z4 is additionally more captivating than the TT, and has more up-to-date installed innovation, for $49,700 to begin. Put in a couple of additional terrific and you can venture into the 718 Boxster, at $59,000, however with alternatives, the Porsche's as tried cost can heighten rapidly. The 2019 Audi TT is a consummately great car, however just a mid-pack offering in a little class of extravagance roadsters. And keeping in mind that it was not entirely obvious the first TT's dynamic inadequacies since it was so goddamn pretty, a moving figure of present-day workmanship, the new form doesn't have that equivalent prop, regardless of whether it's seemingly better to drive. So when the TT gets the hatch at not long from now, it won't be too difficult to even think about saying farewell. I'll generally wax nostalgic about the TT, yet it's Audi's unique symbol that I, and vehicle darlings all over the place, will recall most.